Yo, yo, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your man, Mr. James Roberts, aka Solo Driver. Just doing something different, man. We're just doing something different. Football season finna come is upon us, and I know a lot of people, including myself, love football. So where you see up in the corner up there, we usually do it from Sunday from 6 to 8. That's going to be, Sundays from 6 to 8 going to be special. It's going to be those special episodes where we get these guests in and we talk to them and kind of shoot the gamut with them, you know what I'm saying? Talk about some things. But I won't be before you long. I'm going to try to get in here every night and drop y'all a little tidbit of information on this trucking game and what they got going on with the trucking stats and all of that kind of stuff. So y'all kind of bear with me getting the hang of this. Had to put my baby to bed first. He can't go to sleep without me, and he get up in the morning. So not gonna be here long. Just gonna do some real quick information, news you can use, some stuff regarding FMCSA, some stuff regarding maybe tomorrow night I'll get into the I'm sorry for saying y'all, but get into, what am I trying to say? Personal conveyance. The personal conveyance, which is when you can move without being hooked to your trailer. So we'll get into that, kind of try to sort some things out on that. That's because I know what personal conveyance is, but I want to make sure, as far as FMCSA, that I'm giving you guys all of the right information. So tonight, we just in here talking, man. Just in here shooting the skinny. I love to, that's me and my wifey back there. That's the queen of dispatch. Those are our hoodies. We got them. We got them in black and gold, and also got them in white and gold. We got the t-shirt lines. We got the website. The website is almost up and running to where you can get all of what you need. Concerning millionaire freight trapping. All of your needs to be right in there. So, how y'all been, man? How your week been? What you got going on? Well, how your last week been? Because I normally do this I normally go live on Sundays. Bunch of birthdays this month. My son's birthday was last Monday rather, but we celebrated the weekend, and so I didn't kind of do anything for that because I wanted to give him all of my attention. And then my nephew's birthday was Sunday, so I took my son to his birthday party at Main Event, where he played again, and then this weekend coming up is my wife's birthday. Actually, on Labor Day, September 4th, it's her birthday. So we got a lot of birthdays. My sister's birthday was on the 27th, and then my sister-in-law, my other sister, my best friend wife, her birthday is the same day as my son's. So I mean, I got a lot of Virgos around me. Yeah, I got a lot of Virgos around me. One thing about it though, they gonna push you. They gonna push you to be great. Sometimes you don't like it, but they gonna push you to be great. So like I said, man, I'm just here dropping some knowledge on you guys, dropping some information you guys, news you can use, that type of thing. So let's get into it. So let's talk about, as you guys know, um, Texas, Arkansas, and a lot of other states have joined in, um, doing away with the hours of service for 30 days. I think they're going to extend it, especially with, oh my God, especially with Hurricane Ida hitting New Orleans and that Louisiana coastline in the southern Louisiana. Man, prayers and all of that go out to New Orleans. All of my truckers down there, all of my transportation down there, everybody down there, family, friends, man, our prayers are with you. Uh, my job, we've already been put on notice to be prepared. They're going to be asking for some drivers to go down there and kind of relieve those drivers who work for that particular facility, so that they can take care of their homes. Whatever the damage was, whatever they need to do in order to, get their mind right, get their families taken care of. They've already said that they're going to be asking for volunteers to go down there to help out. And I'm always willing to go down and help with any type of recovery like that, because I remember when the hurricane hit Houston, man, and it was just, it was a hard. That's a hard thing. A natural disaster is a hard thing, and Louisiana been getting it for the last 6 months. Lake Charles, Beaumont, they got it bad. Lake Charles got it like back to back. But yeah, we they're not taking any freight down there right now until they find out what's needed and all of that. But I I kind of plan to go down there and help those guys out. And when we do that as drivers, as first responders, as anybody, I mean, not only are we sacrificing going down to help, but our family sacrifice that too, as well as drivers. While you on the road, your family sacrificing so that you can go do what you do, as well as you're sacrificing being away from home. So it takes a team effort. It takes a village to help things go around. It takes a village to help people recover from a natural disaster like that. And I just want to first and foremost, prayers go out to those guys, the women, the children, the businesses. Hope for a speedy recovery. Pray for a speedy recovery. Pray for your mental health, because that's something that on your mind, bro. It goes through that, and I'm quite sure a vast majority of us have probably been through something like that. But if you haven't, I pray you don't, because that's something that is really, really life changing. Life changing. So, like I said, with that, our prayers go out to all the New Orleans, here in Texas. Our ties and our life ties, our family ties go all the way, stretch all the way to New Orleans, all the way from Houston, because that's Houston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Lake Charles, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, New Iberia. Oh man, family ties are all through there. So the whole coastline, man, we just gonna pull together, man, and pull you guys out of there, just like we did for Hurricane Harvey, just like we did for Rita, and just like we did for Katrina. We gonna pull each other up out of there. God willing, we gonna pull each other up out of there, and everybody gonna be okay. So, real quick, I got about another 20 minutes because I got to do my thing too. Let's talk about this. FMCSA seeks information on trucks operating under COVID emergency declaration. So let's read and see. Explain that title. The FMCSA is requesting emergency approval from the White House Office of Management and Budget to collect information from motor carriers using the COVID-19 hours of service waiver. The waiver has been in place in some form since mid-March 2020, allowing carriers and truck drivers providing direct relief to the ongoing emergency to operate outside of normal hours of service regulation. So basically what they're saying in just that short little bit of time right there is they coming to get you. They coming to get you. You finna get audited. If you're an owner operator, be prepared to get audited. Because if you can't show that you've moved some type of essential product, whether it be machine, whether it be, and see that's what a loophole gonna come in at. That's where the slippery slope gonna come in at, is when they start asking what is an essential item, what is considered essential items. Well, we know all of the basic stuff: food, clothing, supplies, any type of supplies, water. We already know off the top that's essential. Anything you order retail, come through Amazon, UPS, USPS, FedEx, whatever. If it's retail, it was essential because they were making sure people were comfortable while they were quarantined or while they were in the home. So that was essential. The next thing that was is I think they're considering it to be essential was the businesses that were producing these essential items. They had to maintain their businesses. They had to maintain their machines. And so the products that they use in order to develop the essential products, those are essential workers. So if their machines break, they need new machines. Anybody bringing new machines to that essential business is an essential worker. That's where I said the slope gets slippery, because now when they come to audit you, or if they decide to check your logs or check your BOLs to see what it was you were moving, now they're not going to be able to say that that wasn't an essential item. The only thing that I can say that wasn't considered essential, I mean just off the rip, is oil field. And then you can't even say the oil field is not essential, because oil and gas helps the utilities, right? So it was essential. People needed electricity, they needed gas for their homes. So if I'm pumping oil and getting into the manufacturer is developing stuff to make sure that the electricity stays going, that gas instead of getting pumped to the homes for heat and all of that. So you really can't say that the oil field is not essential. So you can't really say anything is not essential if you're going to try to go after a trucker for using COVID relief as the reason for using the hours of service. You can't do that. I don't see where they're going to define that. But I'm just letting you guys know that, this is what they're beginning to do, is to begin to they're asking the White House to allow them to go into your laws, go into doing an investigation, which is going to create jobs for investigators to come in and audit, pull your DOT number, pull your number, and see how your logs look. Okay, he was running over the hours. Was he essential? You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's where they finna. And two things can happen with that. You can get a driver that's on the verge of having too many tickets, and then you decide to shut him down and write him a ticket for abusing the COVID emergency relief hours. And then now, his license may be suspended, or his job may let him go because he got another ticket. Now you're out of a driver. We're already short. There's already shortage of qualified, experienced drivers, and so now you're going into the beast mode of making this even more. Now I understand if you say, hey, you wasn't running under the hours. You're giving, if they're giving you a warning, cool. If they're giving you a warning, cool. Don't do it again. We're gonna be watching you. Give them a warning, cool. Or give them a fine without being ticketed. Okay, cool. But I hope they don't go as so far as to do any ticketing or giving them points against their basic score. We'll talk about basic score, and we're gonna break that down. That's gonna be about a 2-hour show when we break down the basic score, which is the point scale that they use when you get a ticket. It goes against your record. It goes against your license. We'll understand, and I'll come through with that and tell you guys about the basics point system that they use when giving you points against your license. And that is what an employee looks at when they decide to hire or not hire a driver. They look at your basic point scores. So let's read a little bit on that. Allowing carriers and truck drivers providing direct relief to the ongoing emergency to operate outside of normal business or normal hours of service regulations. The emergency declaration has been extended several times over the last year and a half, and is currently set to expire Tuesday, August 31st, which is tomorrow. It's going to expire. But as I said, certain states have extended the hours of service or did away with the hours of service so that some of the ports, I know here in Houston, the Port of Houston, what we call, and we got 3 ports. We got the Port of Houston, we got Barber's Cut, which is in LaPorte, then we got Bayport, which is in LaPorte. They are our container hubs where containers come in and containers go out. So they are over. I believe they are overstacked, and they're trying to get some of those containers out of there. I know some retailers are waiting on containers to come out of the yard in order to restock their shelves. And so they've done away with those hours in order to give the ports some relief. But I also think they did it too because you got ships that are coming in that are waiting to be unloaded with more shipments of containers so that they can get out of here and beat the winter months, because winter's coming up. Even though I know here in Houston we don't really feel it until probably about February or March. Sometimes maybe if we lucky the middle of January. But other parts of the country that have water and coming in, especially coming from overseas and stuff like that, those waters start to get really, really bad right around October, November. So that's why they say around October, November, all the way up into probably about February or March, trucking gets slow, because that commerce that's coming off of that water, it slows down because of the winter months. So now you got a backlog of ships that are sitting out in the water waiting to get to the port. But even when you get to the port, doesn't mean you're going to necessarily be unloaded, because they have so many containers on that yard, in the port, that they can't even get they was having a problem getting those in and getting them unloaded. So they did away with the hours of service so that they can get the relief at the ports all the way around the country, even California. The California ports are being bombarded with containers, with merchandise, with retail, with whatever supplies that are in those containers. So that's why they did away with the hours of service right there, and that is considered essential, because from the way this new variant of COVID-19 is coming in and hitting the population again, it's really making it really, 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 really hard to keep supplies up. So a lot of those supplies are in those containers. So they need to get those containers to the port, get those containers out of the port. And remember, at the same time, you still have containers going to the port to be loaded onto those ships so that they can take another load back. They're not going out empty. No ship comes into the port, unloads, and leaves out empty. Nah. It's just like a truck. A truck not going to go to California, unload, and then come back to Houston empty. Nah. They're going to find some kind of backhaul that's going to pay for that fuel. But I'm not saying that the ships are trying to pay for fuel, but you have stuff that's coming from America going to other places, even down the coast. They use it to get to Miami, even going back down up and down the coast, across seas. You got stuff going out, so no ship leaves out empty. So the emergency declaration has been set to expire tomorrow, which is in another hour. So those hours will be, I don't know if they've already went in to expand it, but I think they left it up to the states. So that's why some states have extended it 30 days. I think if it continues to be a backlog of containers and a backlog of ships that are out there in the water, I think that they'll extend it again. Because remember, the Port of Houston, the Port of LA, all of those are big. That's big money. That is big money, bro. That's big money. And you gotta understand, once the election went down, because the ports had shut down with the embargo and all of that with Trump, and when he was in office, when he got out of office, some of that stuff started opening back up. So now they're just opening back up, and then it shut down also for COVID-19. They didn't want nothing in here. They didn't want nothing coming from nowhere because of COVID-19. They had to get a handle on it, so wasn't nothing coming in. So all of that stuff is just backlogged. Now It's a bombard. Oh, it's open. Woo, they trying to get in here. So the 30-day clearance for those drivers who haul containers, they don't have to log those hours because they've been given that leeway to help relieve the port. So it says it's unclear whether the agency will extend the waiver again. FMCSA said that neither the emergency declaration nor the regulation covering emergency declarations require that motor carriers and drivers operating under the declaration report their operations to FMCSA. See, and that's where you can't fault a driver anyway, because when they extended it, they didn't tell them, hey, okay, if you're using these hours, you're going to have to give us this, show us that. So even if they go in, hopefully they can only start it from now. Now they may ask you for whatever, but not be penalized if you don't have it. They just want to make sure that moving forward, if they shut us down again, then they'll be like, okay, you're using these hours, you're running under the declaration hours, you're going to prove to us that you're an essential driver, or you're moving essential freight. I think that's fair, that if you start it now and not try to backtrack or not try to what they call backlog to when they started it back in March of 2020, and say, okay, let's see, because they'll be all night doing that. It says, as a result, FMCA does not know how many motor carriers or drivers are relying on the emergency declaration. FMCSA added that with the unprecedented period that the waiver has been in effect, the agency unprecedented period. So it's been too long. That's too much paperwork. That's too much. But guess what? That's why they got ELDs, right? So even though you're not regulated by the hours, guess what? You still have to take a 30-minute break, right? You still have to take a break. But when they say the hours, they're meaning like the 70-hour rule, that 70, 80-hour rule. You can run 8 days a week as long as you're getting your 10 hours of break, 10 hours of rest. You don't have to do a 34-hour reset. You don't have to do that. So, and then they said that trying to backtrack the period of time that it was in effect, how they gonna do it? That's what they basically saying. That the waiver has been in effect, the agency feels it is necessary to seek information on the number of motor carriers and drivers relying on the waiver to evaluate the need for future extensions or modifications. Okay, so right there, they're saying that the only reason why they want to know the number of motor carriers and drivers relying on the declaration is to evaluate the need for future extensions or modifications. So if you got drivers that are doing true to what they're saying, true to the products they're moving, true to the fact that they're moving essential products, that they'll consider continuing to extend the declaration for COVID emergency hours. If not, they won't extend it. Right? So, I'm glad to hear that on down in the article, it kind of cleared it up. it said that they're not. I don't think they're going to try to ticket anybody or fine anybody for using COVID declaration hours uh, to say they were essential. I'm glad to see that they're not going to go after anybody and say, "Oh, you ran under the declaration, but you wasn't essential or you wasn't moving essential products. Uh, you wasn't moving essential products." A massive die-off of truckers. Let me see. Hello, Miss Miller. A massive die-off of truckers from the new vaccine would devastate the industry this fall. Do you think so? Do you think so, Miss Gloria? I don't know. I hope not. I hope a lot of truckers not going to get, not going to be affected by COVID. I hope so. I hope not. A massive die for truckers from the new vaccines would devastate the industry this fall. Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? A massive die-off from the new vaccines would devastate the industry this fall. Is that your prediction? I hope not. I hope it doesn't. I hope the vaccine doesn't affect the trucking industry like that. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't affect anybody. I'm actually praying that whatever vaccine they come up with, whatever vaccine that the FDA approves, I hope it actually does what they say it do, and it saves lives, and it doesn't kill, for other ambitious reasons. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. Thanks for the comment though, but I really hope it doesn't. You know what I mean? I hope whatever vaccine that they come up with, FDA approved, that it really helps the public, it helps save lives, and it helps us get back. I don't think we ever get back to a life of normalcy, but I hope it helps us get back to trusting our government and trusting the scientists and doctors again, because I think that's what's really messing up people going to get the vaccine, is that there's no trust there. And I think the trust been gone. I think the trust been gone ever since George W. Bush got in there. And it didn't get no better with Obama. Definitely didn't get any better with Trump. And it hadn't gotten any better yet. So I don't know what they're going to need to do in order for Americans to trust the government again. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. I mean, but I hope that statement isn't true. I hope it isn't true. But like I said, that they're just using, from what I just read, they're just using the information that they find to see whether or not they need to extend the hours again so that they can get essential products out there again, or do they need to, leave it alone and go back to, your regular hours of service without extending it again. So hopefully that's what they're doing it for. Hopefully, it's not to, punish anybody for using the hours and not being essential. So man, that's been my spiel for 30 minutes, man. I said that we was gonna be here for 30 minutes. I said that we was gonna do this thing and just kind of sit back and just kind of talk a little bit and just kind of get an understanding. Thank you for the comment. I mean, whether right or wrong, comments like that we need to think about. There's something to think about. She said something to think about. But I hope it's not true. I hope we have some I hope we have some doctors and stuff in there that we can trust. And I hope there isn't a massive die-off for truckers. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. God willing, it's not. God willing, there's not a massive die-off of anybody. Anybody, not just truckers, just anybody. Truckers, families, nurses, teachers. I hope there's not a die-off of anybody. I hope that this FDA approved vaccine is true and precise to what it's going to do, and it's going to help us battle COVID-19, because I don't think they have a cure, just like they don't have a cure for the flu. They just have some medicine that help us battle and get over the flu. And I hope this vaccine helps us battle and get over this COVID-19 disease that attacks our respiratory system. So with that being said, man, I thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the one to comment. Hey man, just comment, like, subscribe. I got some older videos on there. We're gonna be doing this. I'm gonna try to do this. Come in and drop you guys some news every night. This is something I want to do. I want to change it. Once I get my baby to sleep and he's comfortable, I want him to just run up here and just do this real quick. And so, hey man, yeah, you guys have a good night. Be safe out there. Keep that driver door closed. And hey man, get home the way you left. Y'all have a good night.